Stop pricing your business for the size you are now. You need to start pricing your services and your products for the business you want to become. My name is Paul Vazquez with Tax Lab, and you need to become an ethical millionaire. But all levity aside, when you're setting your prices, you might, hopefully, at minimum, are thinking about how you're covering your costs, right? If your prices don't cover your costs, you're doing a charity, which is fine, except you're like killing yourself. You know, you're giving away the kitchen table. You're giving away the shirt off your back, which I guess is nice, but you can't only do that for so long. You only have so many shirts, and you won't be able to replace them. So at minimum, most business owners start thinking, I can live off of this, and I can live off of that. I'll do okay starting out. Well, yeah, but then you're growing your clientele around your current pricing model, right? And so you're going to go out there and you're going to start growing that clientele based around that model that you're in right now. And maybe that gets you started, but you can't. You really are going to end up probably losing a bunch of those clients on your path to actually having a business that scales. So when you're creating your pricing, don't just say how much is the cost and how much do I need to live off of, if I were to do X number of jobs or X number of sales, how much could I live off of? No, you have to say, okay, given that I'm actually trying to create a sustainable business and not just a job for myself, what other expenses are going to come with owning this business, with operating this business, right? If you are a project manager saying, okay, project manager, you have to create and the budgets for X business, for X type of business. Well, you're not going to be the one doing all the service. You need to have other service providers in there. Then you're going to need someone to manage the quality, do some type of quality control, training, everything else. You need a manager, and then you're going to need some HR support, right? Somebody who's taking care of the correspondence with clients, as well as maybe processing payrolls or managing, any hours or anything like that. So what does your business look like in the future? Does your pricing model allow for that? Because hopefully what you do from then on is you don't necessarily soak up all that extra value personally. You keep it in your business, so then you have a little bit of a runway when you first hire those people, because you're not automatically going to have a boost in clientele or customers the minute you hire somebody else. In fact, there's probably a good chance your productivity will decrease as you start adding people, because inevitably you have to help them specialize, and it takes time to get them even operating possibly at the same level as you. As the business owner, you have a higher intensity of training that you've forced yourself through, that these individuals maybe have not had to go through. And so it's going to take you time. So you want that extra money in the bank to help you be that runway as you transition from being the sole provider of the goods and services to actually having a team. And is your pricing reflective of where you want to get to, not where you are right now? Of course, once again, it helps to know where you are right now to plan a course to where you want to get to, but you also have to begin with that end in mind. Where do you want to get to? You shouldn't be pricing at where you are now. You want to price at where you want to get to in the future. And then once you get to that point, of course, inflation happens. You want to increase your prices by inflation, but you want to think about the business you want to be, not the business you are, when setting those prices. If you want a plan that's geared towards you, if you want a roadmap to becoming that millionaire, whether you are a W-2 earner, whether you have a small business, we can create a plan that's geared specifically to you, taken out of the hundreds of years that we've had a tax code, and that people have been taxing their people. It's all there in the tax code, so we've got some secrets of the wealthy that we can unlock for you. Lab.tax advisory services, and get that free 15-minute introductory phone call for a comprehensive consult. I wish you, did you say it? All the success.